Hey Sweet Tooth family, and welcome if you're new here. I'm Tia and this is Tia Sweet Tooth. Today is going to be my name it and claim it day. I am driving around and I am scouting out where Tia Sweet Tooth could be. So I decided today to drive to Old Town, Virginia, which is in Alexandria, and I'm just going to drive there and check out the community, check out the neighborhood, even look at my future customers, you know. So that's what I'm doing today. I wish that it was not raining out here today, but I'm not going to let the rain stop my name it and claim it day. I've been meaning to do this for a while. So since I am off today, I'm going to drive around. I'm going to drive around and name it and claim it. So if you guys have any things that you're naming and claiming, please make sure that you put it in the comments below so I can see what your visions and your dreams are. And we're going to let these things come to pass. They are going to come to pass. I believe it. But we got to do a little bit of work. So I'm starting my work today by driving into the neighborhood and praying over the neighborhood, looking at my potential future customers, and that's what I'm doing today. So I am in Maryland, about to drive to Virginia on this rainy day, but it's okay because this is name it and claim it day. All right, I'll pull you guys back out once I get into Virginia. All right, bye. Hey y'all, so I just made it to Old Town just to look at prospects for my bake shop. It's currently raining, so we're gonna just walk around to see what nice little potential storefronts will be beneficial for Tia Sweet Tooth. So let me put my umbrella up. It's currently raining. I gotta go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom first and then pull you guys back out so that we could find potential locations. All right, bye. So Old Town is like a historical area in Alexandria, and they have like a lot of nice quaint businesses here, and it kind of fits the vibe of what I'm looking for. So yeah, let's walk. I'm out here naming and claiming it in the rain. Yep, it's all about speaking things as though they are. So I'm claiming my bake shop. Oh, and as you guys can see, the water is right over there. It's right over there. All the businesses, restaurants on that side. Just checking to see if there's any buildings for lease. Look at this setup, it's so cute. There's a ice cream shop right over there. Yep, so this is kind of like the vibes that I want. Look at this white tablecloth, white top. And they have this street blocked off so no cars can come through. So there's a lot of traffic that comes down here, which is perfect. Businesses on both sides. So nice. They have another ice cream shop. I don't see any cake shops, so this may be nice. But this is the first location that I'm checking out, and then I will go to Baltimore and then maybe like Bethesda or something like that. It smells good. I smell all the restaurants prepping their day before they open up. It smells so good. And I do want to be around places that have a lot of restaurants, like a lot of nice little quaint restaurants. So I just got finished walking around Old Town, and I love this location. Oh, we got another ice cream shop. Yeah, I'm not seeing any cake shops. I wonder why. So I would have to do some research to try to figure out why don't I see any cake shops in this location. So yeah, that's what I'll do. But I decided, since I have a little bit more time, I'm going to drive to College Park in Maryland, because there's a lot of up and coming restaurants over there, and I'm gonna just drive over there, get something to eat, and then see if I see any good locations. So yeah, I'll pick you guys back up once I get something to eat. Hey y'all, so I decided to come to First Watch because they have some new items on the menu, and I'm thinking about getting the SoCal breakfast hash or the wild berry lavender French toast. But yeah, I'll show you guys how my food looks once it comes to the table. So here is my food. This is like the lavender French toast, and I got some type of hash. Yep, and then I wanted to try this new pineapple drink. It's called Pineapple Energy. Yeah, this is my meal. Hey Sweet Tooth family, so I have a friend in Atlanta that I'm going to test these cake jars out with, and I just want to see if they will get to him cold, because I want to ship my cake jars nationwide. So let's get into it. So with any cake jar, I like to package it by stamping it with my logo. So I'll stamp my box, and this is a 10 by 8 by 4 box. So what I do is I normally like stamp my logo right there. And then you got to make sure the ink is on the whole logo, because you don't want any letters missing. So let me stamp. And I try to stamp it in the center. Good, that came out perfect. So here is my logo. Okay. And then I just build the box. so it can look like this. And then what I normally do is take this insulated envelope and put the cake jars in here and the ice packs. So my cake jars are always frozen when I ship them out, and I put the ice packs in it so it can stay cold. So here are my ice packs. I like to put them on both sides. I want to make sure it's in here right. Sometimes I'll add 2, sometimes I'll add 3. This time I'll add 3 ice packs so it can stay frozen. And then it's all packaged. So once I do that, then I'll put it in my box, my pretty pink box. Make sure it's secure. And then I like to add these little confetti papers, just so I can cover up the envelope a little bit. Let me try to let you guys see it without the confetti falling out. And then it'll look like this, nice and cute. I got to get my spoons and my care card just to tell you how to take care of it. And I put that in the box as well. So since they're getting 2 cake jars, I give them 2 spoons. And then I like to give like a little gift for each package. And I have like these little cupcake keychains that my son and I made together. So that's the cake jar. So that's the cake jar box. And then what I do is I will weigh it just to see how much it weighs, and then create my shipping label and then ship it off the UPS. So I hope he gets it and it's still cold. I'm in Maryland and I'm shipping it to Atlanta. So yeah, let me scale it off really quick. So I have this scale and I also have a shipping scale, but I'll just use this one. And then I make sure that I have it on the ounces when I'm measuring it or weighing it, because I want to make sure it tells me the pounds. Okay. Hold on, that's not right. So you got to make sure you hit the tare so it can go back to 0. Okay. I'm sorry, we're going to do it. We're going to make the unit measurement be pounds, not ounces. Ounces is when I'm wearing out my powdered sugar and things like that. So we'll do the pounds, weigh it, and it's 2.3 pounds. What I've learned is UPS, they start their shipping at 3 pounds, so they'll round it up to 3 pounds. And 3 pounds get you about $9.56 for shipping. So it's not too bad. Yeah, and that's how I package my cake jars for shipping. Hey y'all, so I just got off of work, and it's always a crazy day at work, I tell you. It's always something new, but I am grateful to still have a job. I just wanted to talk about how I got started and how Tia Sweet Tooth was founded. So for those who may not know, I'm from Baltimore, and growing up, my grandmother, she used to bake a lot. Baked a lot of baked goods, cookies, cakes, and pies. She would even, her and her late husband at the time, would even like cook on the grill. So they would sell like potato salad, baked beans, barbecue chicken, ribs, all the things, you know. They would sell it outside of their apartment building. And my grandmother, she would allow me to come down there and help her bake. Well, one time when I was 7, she made me this cake filled with candy. It had all types of candy on it. It had Now Laters, Skittles, Starburst, whatever was popping in the 90s, that what was on that cake. So her baking inspired me to, well, first, no, I wanted to be a chef. This is when Emeril Lagasse was hot. Like, he was hot. He was on fire. So I wanted to be a chef. But when I went to high school, I took up baking. And my high school was a trade school. And I took up baking. I did that for 3 years. Had this amazing teacher who I love dearly. We still talk to this day. She's 81, 82 years old. Love her to death. But after high school, I graduated and went to culinary art college. I went to college for baking and cooking because I still wanted to be a chef. Like, I still wanted to be a chef. So I had my first year, I took a lot of cooking classes and a couple baking classes, and I found out my second year I would have had to make sausage, and I did not want to make sausage. So I changed my major to just baking and cake decorating and candy making and all those things, and I loved it. I already had the skill, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, to be honest, I learned more about baking in high school. We had like state-of-the-art equipment in high school. Like, my baking teacher really knew how to make that kitchen function, all the latest tools and things needed. She had a dough roller, like the old-fashioned dough roller with the notches, where you can make the notches smaller so the dough could be really thin. So we used to fry donuts in that class. We used to bake dinner rolls, decorate cakes, and all that type of stuff, cookies, everything. So I had more skill. I learned so much more in my baking high school class than I did in college, and that was a shock to me. Like, it was. But anyway, so while I was still in college, and I only got my associates in cake decorating and baking, but I worked at Safeway, which is a supermarket, and I worked in the bakery there, and I fell in love with this lady who, she was like a mother figure to me. People thought I was her daughter, and I would go to her house and bake cakes with her. And my pastor at the time, I found out that he graduated from the same college I graduated from, and he gave me a whole bunch of baking supplies, and then he passed away. And that hurt. Like, that really did hurt. But a year after he passed away, my coworker who I did cakes with, she went to college. I mean, she went back to work. She worked at a college. And when winter break was over with, she went back to work, and she passed away at work. So that crushed my soul to have those two influential people in my life both pass away. I stopped baking. I said, I'm never baking again. I had people at my church who were praying. They were praying, and I said, you can keep praying, because like, I ran away from it. Like, I didn't want anything to do with baking. And this one day, this pastor at my current church, wife, called me over her house and was like, hey, you want to just bake a cake together? And I was like, sure. I didn't think anything of it. And she just started fading away as I began to like ice the cake, and then I decorated the cake, and like, it out of nowhere I did this, and it wasn't even hard, you know, it wasn't hard to do at all. And I was like, wow, I still have it, I still can do it. So fast forward to 2019. So I took that 10-year gap from those two people passing away. In 2019, that's when I opened up Tia Sweet Tooth, and I've been baking out of my home, ever since. And I'm pursuing, I want a storefront, I want a bakery, I want to see the customers' faces when they come in, I want to see the children's eyes light up. Like, I want that, and I want to make sweet memories with everybody that I encounter. So that's a little bit about me. One thing I would say to people who have struggles and doubts, or something traumatic happened in their life that made them want to give up, I would say don't give up. Like, just keep pressing. It gets hard, but we gotta make it to that finish line. And it's not a sprint. It's not like a dash race. It's a marathon. Like, we have to take our time. I know I battle a lot with wanting that microwave blessing, or wanting things to happen just like that. But during this process, during this journey, we're learning. We're building character. It's just a learning process, and it's beneficial for your future. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm just so happy that I can now talk about that, because it was painful having those two close people pass away who actually contributed to my baking, so yeah. All right. Hey, Sweet Tooth family. Y'all, I know I look a mess. Please forgive me, but I am tired. I've been ripping and running with the family and preparing for my first pop-up shop of the year. April the 26th. So I am trying to gather my menu for that and prep for that. I want to do a recap with this video. This video was about name it and claim it. So as you saw in this video, I drove to locations just to find what the feels were. Is it a location for Tia Sweet Tooth? Would I fit into that community? So just remember that you have to put the work in. Like, these things are not going to just come to you easy. Some people it might, but I've learned in my life I had to work for everything that I have. But yeah, so that's what this is about. I encourage you, I push you to start the process of pursuing your dreams and pursuing your goals. I want to know what you are naming and claiming. Be sure to put that in the comments below so the community can believe with you and support you in that process. I thank you guys for watching this video. I would appreciate if you guys subscribe, like, and comment so we can get out there more, so more people can view us, and so that we can build our small community into a large community. So thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.